and welcome to day 18 of uh, the challenge, the 30-day Men Arise challenge. 30 days Men Arise challenge is not just good for you, for your man, for your husband, it's also good for your sons. It's also good for those boys around you, those men around you. Now, there's something that I came to mind, God brought to mind, and I felt there's a strong need to share with us about this is that this thing cuts across where what your vicinity, your spheres of influence or contact, because that man that you don't care about, that man that you think you're in competition with, that man that you think doesn't really matter what happens to his life to you, is going to be part of the community where you will still live for many years, where your children will live and marry. In fact, your children might even get married to his children, or the children that his children influence. So either ways, this community is ours to build. And when I talk community, I talk the global community. So share this challenge with as many men as you can. Share. Not just for me, but majorly for you, because you need to build the environment around you. Make sure the men around you are awake to the things they need to be awake to, so that we can all win together, winning together. Okay, so let's go to the topic of the day. The topic of the day. So today we're looking at arise, confront your addiction. Confront your addiction. Confront your addiction. Okay, this one is more talked about. Yeah, but the problem with talks around addiction is we're often not talking about how to get out of it, how to get out of the addictions. So I'm trusting God to help us to be able to deal with that to a good extent before we complete the 30-day challenge. Today, we're largely going to be looking at why it needs to be confronted and how you can begin to confront it. That's what we're going to be looking at today. So please stay tuned. If you have not shared this link now, share with someone you know. Share immediately with someone that you know so that they can benefit from it. What is addiction? No, let's read the text. In the book of Deuteronomy chapter 8 and verse 20, it's a popular story. If you have been familiar with reading the Bible, you've been reading the Bible before, you know about the story. So I'll read it and I'll just quickly show us a few things. Deuteronomy chapter 8. So he says, Deuteronomy 8:20. It says, and as the nations which the Lord destroyed before your face, so shall ye perish, because ye will not be obedient unto the voice of the Lord your God. Now I need you to get this first. Note perish, note the voice of the Lord. Note perish and note the voice of the Lord. Then now go to Exodus 8:20. Exodus 8:20 says, Exodus 8:20, sorry about that. Exodus 8:20 says that, and the Lord said unto Moses, rise up early in the morning and stand before Pharaoh. Remember, not obeying the words of the Lord leads to perishing. Correct, right? Now, Exodus 8:20 says, and the Lord said unto Moses, rise up early in the morning and stand before Pharaoh. Lo, he cometh forth to the water, and say unto him, thus saith the Lord, let my people go, that they may serve me. Let my people go. Let my people go, that they may serve me. Now, This, look at God talking to you and God letting you know that that addiction, whatever the addiction is holding you bound. Let's talk generally. Yes, we know when we talk addiction, the first thing that comes to mind is alcoholism, pornography, gambling, masturbation, things like that comes to mind. Womanizers and all that. But generally, what addiction does is addiction can hold you bound for 400 years, sir. If you don't know today, sir, addiction can hold you bound for 400 years. Because this was what happened to children of Israel. And initially, at the beginning of the addiction, it will look as if you're enjoying yourself. Like, oh, this is nice. Oh, this is interesting. But lack of your awareness to the fact that, oh, I'm gradually being held bound by this thing. I'm gradually being rewired in my brains by this thing. I'm gradually being controlled by this thing. Would not make you aware enough. Lack of that awareness will not make you know that you are on a journey that might go many years, hundreds of years. Recall one of the days of the challenge, I analyzed how generations can be. And I said 5 generations minimum of people, of nation, of people can be in 1 century. So it means that if you're talking about addiction holding men or holding a man down, it means that addiction can go 5 times 4. That's 20 generations. Your children, your children's children, your children's children's children, your children's children. Why do you think we're dealing with alcoholism? Why do you think we're dealing with gambling? Why do you think that we're dealing with sexual sins? Why do you think we're dealing with adultery? It has started from way back. It has started from way back and it's still going. Now, why you think that it's a general thing, I can announce to you and let you know for free that some people are not experiencing what you're experiencing. I was speaking with a young man, young, vibrant man, and he was telling me the story of how he has battled with gambling. And he said, John, gambling practically, it actually ruined my life. It's just that God helped me to get myself up. And how did I get myself up? I will talk about it when we talk about gambling. He said, I had to get myself and run for my life. He said, I packed up he said, gambling got me to the point where I even became a marketer. I became a marketer, had my own shop or what have you, or outlet and stuff like that. But when it came to it, I had to pack that. People have not seen money in gambling. He said, I've seen money in gambling. As in, I couldn't close my mouth that day because I've never heard it like that before. Oftentimes, I hear men look for a way to just, moralize it and make it sound like I'm not addicted, I'm not on hold about it, I'm good, I'm fine. I've heard many men say that. I heard of men say it's because of hardship, because of economic hardship, I'm just trying to get ahead and stuff like that. At the same time, I've met a man in his 90s still gambling because he hasn't made it yet. Because he hasn't made it yet. If you had understood the topic on probability very well, back then in high school, back then in elementary school, probably you wouldn't have fallen guilty or fallen victim of gambling. But we'll look at it in depth if we have the opportunity to go into gambling. I'm hoping that I'll be able to touch on some specific addictions before we get to day 30 of the challenge. If God helps us to either stay on course of what we plan or reroute us to go in depth into some areas. And we welcome comments also if there's any particular thing you want us to talk about as concerns addiction with men. And of course, this pertains to women also. There are a lot of ladies I know that are doing any form of addiction you can think of. If there's any particular topic you want us to zero in on or zoom in on, please, you can share in the comment section, in the comment sections of either of the lives, and you can also send to our email, singles singles and spouses at gmail.com. And we'll be very glad to to zero in on those things and talk about them as much as possible. Okay, so what am I saying in essence? If only you knew that addiction you're dealing with, that you're refusing to handle, is going to go down generation lines. In fact, some of you, like I've said once or twice before, while you are there, pouring your eyes inside that phone, while you are there, pampering that addiction of masturbation, of smoking, of alcoholism, of any sort, your child is in the other room learning how to do it even much greater than you think. Much greater than you think. Why you are loose guarding, why you are sleeping on it, why you are playing with it, why you are toiling with it, why you are refusing to take it seriously, why you think your wife just wants to frustrate you. There's no big deal. All men do it. I am telling you that thing is not a journey of few years. It's not a journey of just you. It wants to hold you bound and hold your entire lineage down. You can be addicted for 400 years. They were addicted. They were addicted. They saw it as good. They gave them cucumber, they give them some nice things. Then they get them into hard labor. They suffer and suffer and all. But it got to a point, and some of them realized, like, we are suffering. They started crying to God. And God said it's time to help them. If you're going to be helped, God says in verse 20, the Lord said unto Moses, rise up early. Arise early. Arise early. If you're a man and you're opportune, you are blessed enough to hear this, to get to this point of this video, arise early. And early is now, right now. Arise early in the morning. Arise early in the morning. Don't wait until you've wasted your years before you get up to confront that addiction. That addiction that you're pampering, that addiction that your wife says she's tired of, that addiction that you have been able to learn how to hide it, and you can still come out and do drama for us and act as if everything is all right. You need to get up and confront it. Yes, I'm not saying you come out and tell all of us, oh, I'm going through this. No, there's a way to confront it, and we're going to touch on that too. By the grace of God, we'll touch on that because that's important. A lot is being talked about addiction, but a lot is not being talked about the damage it does and how to confront it. Let me quickly talk a little about the damage that it does to you. First is you lose control. You lose control. So you start gradually, it's okay, just you're just enjoying yourself. Then gradually you find out that you start losing control. You may start out by using maybe you're using the drug, or you're using pornography, but over time you feel more like you must compulsively do it. It becomes some sort of compulsion, like some sort of attendance you must mark every day. Even if you want to stop, it becomes terribly hard. You are losing control. You're beginning to lose control because it hijacks your brain reward system. It tells you for you to be all right, for you to feel rested, for you to say you have completed a day, for you to feel happy, you need to do this. You need to take this. You need to interact with this. You can't let this opportunity go. You need to touch the girl. All sorts. Another thing it does is it gets you craving, and it gives you obsession. You become obsessed. There's a man that suffered from sex addiction, and he said he was on the table for dinner with his children, to get up he had to get up to go out in the middle of the night to go and meet a girl just because the girl texted him and said, hello, are you available? Obsession becomes so obsessed. It becomes so obsessed. It can dominate your thoughts. It dominates your thought, dominates your planning, dominates your decision. So you can't make clear decisions. You can't make clear thoughts. You are shaking because you've not gotten it. Because you've not taken a stick of cigarette. You are shaking because you've not taken alcohol. You can't coordinate. You can't sit down and plan. You can't plan your life. You can't plan with your wife. Just because you are under the obsession. And that thing is the tolerance level. Your tolerance level begin to increase So before, you interact with this thing for 2 minutes and you're fine. But now you need like 5 more minutes for it to be fine. You need like 10 more minutes for it to be fine. You interact with it before and just 1 stick, 2 sticks, but now you need to take 5 or 7 before you're all right. Before, you just take a cup, whatever you guys call it, of wine, and you're fine. But now you have to actually sit on it and take it for a while, or you have to take it and take something else. There's another addiction. Before, you take a bottle of Coke once or twice, but now you have to take it every day. It's your tolerance. You need more to get the same effect. Basically, you need more to get the same effect. Another one is withdrawal. When you stop, your body and mind begins to react as if you are going to die. We're going to die. This is one of the secrets that you need to learn for you to be free eventually. That time when you are feeling like, oh God, I'm going to die, I need to do this thing, you are becoming free gradually. You're becoming free gradually. And one of the truth that we need to talk about more, that most preachers and teachers, and coaches talking about freedom from addiction are not talking about enough, is people expect a sudden freedom. Yes, there can be that encounter you have with God that will just shut you off completely. And I'm praying that encounter begins to run more in our world. I'm trusting God that I receive ability to be able to even communicate that encounter to people, because that is very fantastic. But in most cases, it doesn't work like that. It creeps in on you and it lives in bits and parts. It lives in bits and parts. Because when you think that you just stop all of a sudden and you start, jumping all over the place and saying, oh, I'm free, and then boof, something happens. Most times you go far deeper into that addiction than before, especially if you don't understand that you come out of it in bits and parts. You come out of it in bits. But when you understand that, even if even if you go back to it for any reason at any point, to smoking, to drinking, to anything it is, to masturbation, to pornography, you know that I am being free. So you insist on confronting it so that eventually you are free. Another thing it does is it impacts your mental health. Addiction often worsens anxiety. It worsens anxiety, worsens depression. It changes your mood, puts you in guilty mood. It gives you unnecessary mood swing, and you can increase feelings of shame by just being in addiction. As in, you don't feel who you are. You don't stand up to the king that you are just because it holds you down. Addiction is meant to hold you down. And then the physical effect. This physical effect is also not talked about enough. They tell you that alcohol is good, some level of alcohol, but they don't tell you the damage it does to your liver. They don't tell you. Some of you have big tummies because your liver is enlarged. They don't tell you. They don't tell you enough. They don't tell you enough. They don't tell you what sexual addiction does to your body. They are doing it. You're looking at them. It looks like they're enjoying themselves, but they're not telling you of infections that they've had to deal with, infections that their wives have had to deal with, shame that they've had to deal with, because everybody knows them as community toy. You don't know. They don't. Nobody talks about it enough. Nobody talks about the fact that when you go that far, you can't stand up and even teach. You can't stand up and help others, because constantly your mind just know that I'm not that kind of material. It turns you to lowest common factor. It turns a man to a piece of bread. They don't talk enough about that. They don't talk enough about how gambling messes up your life to the point where you might not even have your rent to pay just because you've used your rent to gamble. How you borrow all over the place. They don't tell us enough. They don't tell you about people who commit suicide when they get to the extreme edge of these addictions. They don't say it enough. They don't say it enough. Depending on the addiction, it can range from sleep problems to low energy to serious long-term health issues. We'll delve into these things. Some of you have bad health, because when you're supposed to sleep, you're feeding the addiction, whatever addiction. Some of you have bad health because of that. Some of you have lung issues because you consistently smoked, whatever. Consistently. So it affects these things. Now that you know the damage it can do, how far it can go down the generation, and how it affects different parts of your life, aside the fact that it even stops you from entering into your kinship, because it takes your attention off any other extra thing, so it can just keep you in one spot till the end of your life, sir. Till the end of your life. And this had happened to many men. So I'm not telling you something that is a fable. I'm telling you real life, people's real life stories. So apart from this, what do you need to do? You need to stand up to it. How do you stand up to it? First is to understand that you are in a problem. You are in a bondage. Understand that you're in a bondage. Let's stop being in denial. Let's stop making it look good. Stop making it look good. If you're addicted to women, say that I'm addicted to women. I have a sex addiction. Stop making it look good, like, I'm really sent to women. I'm just trying to help these people. It's just that they cannot. I just don't know why, but I just feel like don't stop making sense of rubbish. Call it what if you can call it what it is first, you begin to get free. If you can call it what it is, you gradually begin to get free. Call it what it is. If you call it what it is, then you can start important conversations with mentors. You can start conversations with mentors, with key friends that you know can stand in this position, leaders, maybe your religious leaders that can help your spouses, either you're male or female. But especially for male here, because male find it difficult to come clean to their wife. You can have conversation with your wife. It can be something you are dealing with to get together. Name it what it is. And after naming it what it is, this is a secret that Christians already know. If you are naming it, after naming what it is, then call it out. Say that this is bad, this is not me, this is who I am. So you need to stand up and say to it, let my people go. Tell that thing that you cannot hold me bound. You can't hold me bound. I am this and this. I'm a child of God. I am saved. I'm redeemed. I cannot be held down by this. I cannot be distracted by this. I cannot continually be distracted by this. I cannot continually be disgraced by this. I cannot be moved to the point where I'll be useless to myself. I want to do what God has called me to do, and that stand up every morning and let this be your declaration. So form a declaration around it. First, see it as a problem. Second, form a declaration around it and speak to it every morning. Speak to it, because what you speak largely affects what happens to your life. We don't know it enough, but we know that secret. Anybody that's taught you about it, learned it from the Bible. We know that secret. So you speak to that thing. Rise up early in the morning and go and speak to him. God knew Pharaoh, God could deliver, but God needed somebody to arise early in the morning and go and stand in front of Pharaoh. Go and confront him at that point. If you're a man, that point when your testosterone is still the highest in the morning, confront it. Every morning, confront it. Confront it. Confront it now. Confront it today. Start today. Start right now. You know those kind of antibiotics or medication that they'll give you, they will tell you need to start immediately. Then you now start counting hours or whatever after it, every 8 hours, every 16 hours. Start right now. Say it now wherever you are at. Whatever it is that addiction you're going through, this addiction is not me. This is not me. This cannot hold me down. This cannot hold my generation down. I declare myself free from it. Free from it. And when you do this, then you want to remove the cues. So identify what the cues are and begin to work around how you remove them. For some of you, television is the cue. Some of you, social media is the cue. Some of you, girls is the cue. Some of you, your friends are the cues. Some of you, some places you go are the cues. So identify these cues and look for how you can remove them. Look for how you can remove them. Some of you, your ashtray in the house is the cue. Some of you, the application, gambling application you have, dating applications you have, social media applications you have, those are the cues. Delete them. Delete them. They are very useless to your life. Delete them completely. I don't care how popular they are. I don't care which company it is. I don't care. Delete it for your future sake, for your generation's sake. Delete that application. Delete that application. If you are the wife, delete the application from his phone. Tell him I'm the one that said so. Delete his application. My wife has deleted the application from my phone before. Yeah, she deleted it. And in the morning, I didn't see it. I didn't care. Because even me, I would have deleted it. But I just felt it's just there just for me to know what's going on. My wife is like, I cannot be interacting with it. Deleted it. Delete the application. So remove the cues. Remove the cues. Remember, number one, identify the addiction as a problem. I don't care what addiction it is, identify as a problem. Number two, confront it by forming a declaration every morning that you declare on that addiction that I'm free from this. Number three, identify the cues, the things that triggers you to do that thing. The friends, the places, the people, the objects, items, remove them. Remove them. If it's screen that encourages you into masturbation, remove it from your site. Stop using it if possible, or put it outside your house so that when you're going out, that's when you touch it and then rub your cream and go. Remove it. Remove whatever it is. Remove it. Magazines. Remove it. Movies. Remove it. If Netflix is what's putting you in problem, delete it. I'm trying my best not to mention any application, but whatever it is that is standing in your way, delete it. Remove the cues. Remove the cues. Then number four, create accountability system. Create an accountability system that will help you to be able to know today. Hope we did not interact with the cues. Hope we didn't go and look for them. Hope we didn't go and unblock the things that we blocked. Hope we didn't reinstall the things we deinstalled, so that you can be following yourself up. So, and somebody is looking at it with you. You're not the only one accountability yourself by yourself. No, don't do that. Get someone that can be like an accountability partner. Your wife can be best if you're married. If you're not, look for a man that can help you. Don't look for a girl. Don't tell me. Don't come later to tell me, you said we should look for accountability. So it was this girl, and now we have found ourselves, whatever. Don't come and tell me that story. You know what you're doing. We're all men and we're smart. Now, create that accountability system. Create the accountability system. Then lastly, measure your progress. As you're going, measure your progress and celebrate your progress. And if at any time you have to be dragged back for one reason or the other into that mess, don't stay there and now say, they said this thing is not going to be possible. It's possible. Many men have been free. You can be free. Many men have been free. And I'm praying that this is going to stir up something in your heart, in the heart of that man that is wallowing and perishing and suffering and almost dying out of that addiction. Because many men have gone due to addiction. Many lineages have been messed up due to addiction. In fact, some of you today are struggling with something that your father's fathers have refused to deal with. It is your turn now. You can stop it. You can start a new thread. And I'm praying that God will help you to be able to achieve that as a man. 30-day Men Arise Challenge, day 18. Arise, confront that addiction. I'm praying that you'll be able to do that today. Start right away. Start taking that medication right away. And I'm trusting God that you will testify to us so that we'll rejoice with you. Share with us whatever addiction you want us to focus on. I'm sure we'll touch on them further days of the challenge. And to be a great blessing to us. Thank you so much for joining us for day 18. We look forward to seeing you tomorrow, day 19. And God bless you. Bye-bye.